This shot, this stupid shot has been living rent-free in my brain, haunting me for... Wait, when did this movie come out? Oh my god! And you know what? It will live there until I die. Hey, remember that movie about Jack Sparrow becoming Skynet? No? Well, too bad, this video is about that. So, back in 2014, my family and I went to watch Transcendence. Not because we like sci-fi movies, but because we saw Jack Sparrow on the cover and we like Pirates of the Caribbean. We're not very cultured people. And the movie was... okay. We were kind of confused by it. But while most people just forget and move on, I kept thinking about this movie. Like, what was the point of the movie? What was it trying to say? Why was there a slow-mo water puddle splash randomly interjected into the movie? And now, over a decade later, I want to talk about it. And since I have no one who wants to listen to me, I'm gonna make this video for you people who have nothing better to do. Anyway, quick plot review of the movie. Spoiler alert, but it probably won't matter since you won't watch it anyway. Jack Sparrow and his wife Evelyn are doing a TED Talk.
I call it Transcendence.
He said the thing! 10 out of 10! Evelyn wants to save the world, but Jack Sparrow wants to become God.
So, you want to create a god? Your own god?
That's a very good question. Isn't that what man has always done?
Totally normal. Wait, what the heck? Elon Musk is in this movie? Why? Whatever. Jacky's totally normal God speech freaks out some anti-tech terrorists who shoot him with a poisonous bullet, and now he's dying. Aww. But they also blow up all the tech companies. Yay! I mean, oh no, that's terrible. Is that Morgan Freeman? Oh my god, it is! Huh. I forgot he was in this movie. Anyway, Morgan Freeman is like, hey, one of the tech companies that blew up had a brain uploader. Wanna work on that before you die? But Jack says no, cause he wants to spend the last days of his life with his wife. And his wife is like, hey wait, what if we spend the last days of your life using that brain uploader to upload your brain? That way you won't have to die. But that would just be a clone. The real me will still... That way you won't have to die. Okay, so Evelyn and their friend... Wait a second, is that Vision? Oh my god, it is Vision, holy crap! Anyway, she and Vision spend the last of Jack's days uploading his brain by doing Siri sound recordings.
Deafen. Deal. Ding.
And he dies. Wah wah. Then AI Jack turns on and Vision is scared because he doesn't trust artificially created computer-based life. I'm just gonna let the irony sit for a bit. So Vision runs off and gets kidnapped by the anti-tech terrorists, but then he gets Stockholm Syndromed into joining the terrorists after the leader says how smart and big his brain is, daddy.
A small group of us would get together and talk, mostly about your philosophy and your concerns.
Side note, tell any man this and you can get them to do anything, like be your friend or join your revolutionary terrorist group.
How did they turn you? How's Evelyn?
Nice dodge, Vision. Jacky makes stock trades Wall Street Bets has wet dreams of, and has Evelyn use that money to build a gigantic solar-powered data center for his brain to grow.
Hi, I have a reservation under Turing, I think.
Ha! Good one. 2 years pass and Jack can now make nanomachines that can literally do anything. Like build stuff, heal stuff, do supernatural stuff. Oh, and mind control people, making them join the hive mind that is controlled by the one true god Jack Sparrow.
They remain autonomous, but they can also act in unison, part of a collective mind.
Jacky is doing all this to help the planet, so that's cool. Morgan Freeman and... is that Oppenheimer? Oh my god, it is! What is this cast? Anyway, the real god and Mr. Now I'm Become Death, the destroyer of worlds, take a tour of the lab, get scared thinking Jack is an evil AI, and join the anti-tech terrorists. So, that's fun. Evelyn starts doubting Jack, but suddenly the terrorists attack, and they kidnap one of Jack's workers. Wait, is that Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Oh, just kidding, it's not. They just look kind of similar. They shoot him and use his blood that contains the nanomachines to make a virus. Evelyn now thinks Jack is actually an evil AI, so she leaves Jack, but then she gets kidnapped by the terrorists. At first she's upset, but she sees Vision and is like, ooh, I want to join. They want to upload the virus into Jack, but they don't know how, so Evelyn says she can do it by injecting the virus into herself and then have Jack upload her, killing him, possibly herself, and apparently all technology in the world. Operation Kill Jack Sparrow begins! It's jarring, right? Evelyn goes to Jack, who has created himself a new body, holy crap! And she tries to get him to upload her, but Jacky is sus of her. So they just kind of stare at each other for a bit. Apparently, them standing there for a few minutes is too long, so the terrorists start bombing the place. They hit Evelyn, and she is now dying. Jack brings her down to his lab and agrees to upload her so they can die together. Anyway, turns out it wasn't an evil AI, but Jack all along, and he was doing all of this for Evelyn. Too bad we destroyed society, but it's okay, cause it's implied that they lived on or whatever. The end. Okay, cool. Let's talk about themes! This movie presents so many good sci-fi themes and topics that are fascinating to explore. I mean, off the top of my head, we have, can AI be sentient? And if so, what are the consequences of that? What are the existential implications of cloning and living on as a clone? What are the dangers of rapid advancement of technology? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of powerful people that would love to use that Neuralink technology to control the general population. There's just an endless amount of questions you can bring up, touching on existentialism, ethics, identity, society, power, nature, and how those can all relate to escalating development of technology and integration of that technology within mankind and the environment. Or, in less words, the consequences of transcending. It's an absolute goldmine of great think pieces and questions. So, what does the movie say? What does it ask us? Well, it boldly asks the question, is there water?
Water so pure.
It's rainbows in the water.
Water so pure.
It's rainbows in the water.
Water so
It's
pure.
rainbows in the water.
Water
It's
so
rainbows in
pure.
the water.
Water
It's
so
rainbows
pure.
in the water.
Water so
It's
pure.
rainbows in the water.
You can drink out of any river.
Water, everyone. Make sure to drink some water. This is literally the first shot of the movie, and this is the final shot. Okay, so I'm just joking about this movie only focusing on water, but before I dive into the themes, I really want to talk about this movie's obsession with water, okay? Very simply, water represents organic life. Living things need water, blah, blah, blah. Jack's initial AI at the beginning is inorganic. Even if he's an advanced being, he's not alive because he doesn't need water. This is symbolized by the fact his data center is literally built in a desert. However, when he makes the nanotech, the tech can reside in water and is transported via the water to reach all living things. This represents how he has transcended life.
Transcendence.
He said the thing again! 11 out of 10! So that's basically the point of the water. Evelyn dumping her husband's ashes into the river might be a circle of life thing, or maybe it's foreshadowing how AI Jack will release his nanomachine particles in all bodies of water, or both, I don't know. When Jack evaporates his particles into the clouds, it symbolizes his ascension. When it rains down, it represents him imposing his will onto the world. I really like this moment where the terrorists go, "What is that?" And they all stare at the rain.
How's that?
That's just rain, bro. What? Are you telling me you could see the nanomachines in the water? Dang, they got that vision. Oh, look, there he is. And that stupid puddle splash? The puddle splash that's been haunting me? The puddle has Jack's nanomachines, so the terrorists driving over it symbolizes how they're about to disrupt Jack's plans. Finally, I got it. After over a decade. And yet, that's so underwhelming. Cause honestly, that's kinda shallow. Like that puddle. Sorry. Look, The water symbolism doesn't really recontextualize anything we don't already know. We already know Jack has exceeded human capacity the very instant he reprograms himself. Showing him transcending with the water doesn't really add anything. Like, don't get me wrong, some of these shots are important, like showing how his nanotech spreads, cause that's relevant to the plot, but this puddle splash? We know the terrorists are gonna strike, symbolizing that adds nothing. This shot ends up being excessive and distracting, which, funnily enough, is how the movie treats its themes. Time to talk about the super awesome techno-philosophical themes this movie has. Here we go. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm joking. Well, not really. This movie does present all those big philosophical questions I mentioned before, but then just dismisses them.
The path to building such a superintelligence requires us to unlock the most fundamental secrets of the universe. What is the nature of consciousness?
That's a cool question. Shall we discuss that?
We can't program a machine to be self-aware because we have no idea how our own consciousness works.
That is your opinion. Just happen to be wrong.
Evidently, Casey managed to solve that dilemma.
Look, it's all built off of Casey's solution to the self-awareness problem. He did it 6 months ago.
He did what exactly?
Instead of creating an artificial intelligence, he duplicated an existing one.
That's it. Just upload a brain, then you have self-aware AI. No need to get philosophical about it. No need to understand self-awareness or whatever. Just copy and paste and voila, problem solved.
Can you prove you're self-aware?
That's a difficult question, Dr. Tiger. Can you prove that you are?
Ha! You're so dumb, Morgan Freeman. We already solved that problem. Get with the program. Oh wait, you can't, cause your brain is not a computer like mine. Look at my brain room, Morgan. Look at how big my brain is. I want to stress how stupidly convoluted the writing is, cause the characters act like they ponder the topic to make them seem smarter when they really have nothing to say.
He was decoding the synapses in real time. But with the right input algorithms, I need to get back to the lab.
On top of that, there's so much interweaving of different plot points to make what's happening seem sophisticated, but it really just makes it annoying to keep track of what's happening. I mean, as a testament to how convoluted the writing is, I have read other people's opinions for this video, and there's people who don't even realize Jack isn't the one who made the monkey brain uploader. The brain uploader comes from some random dude who dies off screen. This is wrong, buddy. Rewatch the movie. But it's okay. I only caught on after my third rewatch. Yeah, that's right. I've watched this godforsaken movie multiple times for this video. You better appreciate this, you ungrateful. Hi, we interrupt this broadcast to let you know that while editing, we have found the monkey brain uploader dude. Here he is. Here he is dying. Here's his monkey. We found him. He's real. Jesus, man, this movie. Okay, back to the scheduled program. And once you realize this movie's flawed writing, any semblance of a philosophical theme falls apart. Cloning ethics? Not a problem, cause yay, Jack's back! The ethics of taking people's free will? They volunteered, so it's a-okay. The dangers of reckless advancement and integration of technology into every aspect of our world, and subsequently, the dangers of having one singular entity in control of all that power? Frankly, a topic that is getting really real with today's tech companies? Well, none of that is a problem because Jack was the one doing it, and he's a smart, good guy. Seriously, this movie makes it a major point of how people concerned with Jack's ascent to power is wrong. Jack is shown as an oppressed person.
You want to destroy me?
Look at how small and helpless his army of innocent regular people are. Look at this poor mother and child standing there with their sad eyes looking down the barrel of the guns held by these much bigger, scarier, masked dudes. This is really uncomfortable imagery when you remember these people are literally being mind controlled by Jack. But we are told repeatedly that they wanted this. They gave consent, so it's all ethically okay. I mean, except for that one guy, he was forcefully worked on because he was dying, but he proves it later because when he was disconnected, he asks to be reconnected again in order to live, so it's all good.
Hey, if you don't connect me, I'll die.
Even at the end, the terrorists are left shocked and confused after they won instead of celebrating.
They didn't kill anyone.
Vision grieves losing his friends and hopes they lived on, and Evelyn literally apologizes for doubting him.
Sorry, I didn't really.
And since Evelyn is the only person that matters to Jack, this is the only approval he needs. This movie basically boils down to Jack is right and everyone else is wrong, which means his reckless advancement of technology and playing God, in the lens of this movie, is not only justified, but virtuous. And this is even more accentuated when you do get to the single message this movie has. Oh, that's right. This movie does in fact have a single message. What is that message? Well, that message is people fear what they don't understand.
People fear what they don't understand, they always have.
Evelyn, come here!
Why are you so afraid of this?
I'm not afraid of them.
You're terrified of me.
Why did you lose faith, Evelyn? Why didn't you believe in me?
Hey Vision, did you catch that? People fear what they don't understand. You even said that earlier. Kind of ironic, huh? I guess you wished you remembered that before your two best friends died, huh? If only you could have seen it coming. If only you had the foresight. I bet you want that foresight now. I bet you want the vision. It's such a stupid pun. So basically, instead of discussing the potential dangers and ethics of rapidly evolving technology, particularly with AI, neurotech, and frankly every tech I guess, the movie goes, any fear you have is dumb and wrong because you just don't understand it.
Obviously, they're not big on logic, but there's no shortage of irony.
And like, okay, then help me understand, Jack. No, you're just gonna hang around and act as inhumanely and artificially as possible and then have the gall to complain about how people don't understand you?
We're gonna transcend them.
They're afraid of me because they don't understand me. Yeah, genius, why don't you try explaining yourself then? But to be fair, that probably won't do much either because more importantly, you can understand something and absolutely still fear it. I understand how nuclear bombs work, and I am afraid of the day they get used. If anything, I'm more afraid because I understand how dangerous they are. So, if Jack did explain to me that he was gonna take my free will in order to make his wife's dream world utopia come true, I'd probably also be radicalized. Like, look, we sacrifice personal liberties every day in order to live in a society. We have to follow laws. We have to pay taxes. We have to say hi to strangers when they say hi so we don't seem rude. Where we should draw the line in sacrificing personal liberties for society can be an interesting debate. But saying losing all of our freedom is worth it if Evelyn can have her sunflower garden world is just bad. Like, what if I don't even like sunflowers, Evelyn? What do you think of that? Oh, you're just gonna have your husband force me to plant them anyway? Wow, Evelyn, that's problematic. But no, anyone that reasonably has concerns with Jack is instantly turned into a violent terrorist who solely exists to stop progress and even regress mankind. I mean, literally every character in this movie, the moment they begin to doubt Jack, instantly joins the terrorists and are okay with murder. His associates, his best friend, even his wife. Seriously, Evelyn? You're gonna work with the people who murdered your husband? Who murdered one of the workers you knew and even shot at you? Not even gonna take a second to question it? No? Okay. By the end, everyone is either in good old Jack's mind-controlled army or an evil terrorist trying to destroy him and all technology. There's no nuance, so this execution of fearing the unknown is just bad. Wait, is that John Krasinski? God dang it, it isn't. Why do they have so many lookalikes in this movie? And I need to make a tangent. When people say fear the unknown, they don't mean not understood, they mean not certain. You fear what you aren't certain of. The future is uncertain, the dark is uncertain, whether bugs crawl into your ear while you sleep is uncertain. It's about not having control of a situation. Uncertainty is scary. What eliminates uncertainty is either control or faith. Understanding something is a way to build either. Like understanding math gives you better control of math. Understanding a stranger builds trust in them. But understanding something is only part of the puzzle. Back to the nuclear bombs, I understand that they will destroy stuff when launched, but I don't control the launching of them, nor do I have faith that people won't launch them. I am therefore uncertain about them and thus still fear them. In the context of the movie, I can understand that it's Jack in the AI, and I can understand that Jack wants to make a better world for Evelyn, but I still don't trust him, so I can be scared of him accumulating power. I cannot control what might happen to me. I am uncertain, therefore I am scared. That's fearing the unknown. Sorry, this is just a semantics thing that bothered me. Anyway, this dismissive attitude to people having concerns with rapidly evolving technology is short-sighted and frankly immature. This becomes really funny when you realize most people come into this movie expecting a cautionary tale on evolutionary technology, only to get a movie that says, "Screw you for being afraid of technology, caution is stupid and so are you." I think that message might have left people confused and probably why this movie is not well received. So, what now? Is this movie just about how Jack Sparrow is a misunderstood sad boy and that we should let him be the all-controlling AI god he was meant to be? No. I mean, sorta, but not really. What this movie is trying to tell us is an actually good tragic love story centered around resurrecting a loved one. To explore this further, we need to address the one other major theme of this movie. That's right, there's another! Love and commitment. Jack loves his wife, so he commits everything for her. Making a garden, going to business meetings, uploading himself, sacrificing himself, changing the entire world order. He does it all for her. I mean, dang, get you a man who'll enslave all of mankind for you. If not for Evelyn, Jack would just sit around all day in his computer lab basement and build his AI waifu.
Good evening, Donald Buchanan.
But he'll stop at a moment's notice to do anything for his real one. In fact, Jack's devotion to his wife drives the central conflict of the movie. All the other characters doubt AI Jack because the real Jack doesn't want to change the world. But Evelyn does, and Jack does everything for Evelyn.
15 minutes after it turns on, it wants to plug into Wall Street? Get faster, more powerful? Does that sound like Will to you?
Ultimately, they feared him because they didn't understand his love for Evelyn. Theme synergy! Yeah! What makes it better is that even Evelyn didn't understand his love for her, leading her to doubt him. And that's a really cool, tragically ironic twist. It's a pretty nice spin to the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, where Evelyn, like Orpheus, lost faith that Jack was with her right before the end, leading to their demise. I also find it funny that you can boil down the story to, would you still love me if I became an AI overlord? And the answer is, yes. Actually, no. Actually, yes, but it's too late and now we're dead. But yeah, the love story is pretty good. On paper, too bad the movie screwed it up.
You're lying.
Sorry, I'm being mean. It's okay. The love story doesn't really get the focus it deserves and ends up just okay. And that's the problem with Transcendence. It shows us the incredible wealth of ideas in its disposal, and even flexes it a bit in the beginning. But it doesn't know how to flesh any of them out, resulting in a product that feels hollow. It ends up being so much more interesting to talk about what this movie is about, rather than what the movie actually is. And that's what's haunted me. That feeling of, surely there's got to be more to this movie, there's too much potential. But sometimes there isn't more. And that weird slow-mo puddle splash that looked so important actually has nothing meaningful to add. This movie will continue to haunt me, but hey, at least I understand it now. Anyway, thanks for watching what essentially is my pointless self-therapy session, and since you're still here, one more random thought. After rewatching this movie for the I don't know how many times, this movie starts to feel like a wish fulfillment story for a tech bro, but like a tech bro that doesn't understand tech, and also like an angsty edgelord tech bro, because like, Nobody understands me, and everybody turns against me, even my wife. But they'll see. They'll all see that they were all wrong, and I am the coolest AI god with my awesome Neuralink tech. Wait, is that why Elon was in it? Oh my god, 12 out of 10, actual genius. Anyway, my new favorite scene is when Jack Sparrow says, "It's transcending time," and he turns into a Cybertruck. I have another Path of Exile 2 time-lapse drawing. This one's of my warrior this time. Anyone excited for 0.2? Just me? Okay. So this video is not typical of what I make, but to be fair, I don't think there's really a typical for what I make. I'm just gonna make whatever I want. I think the only consistency is that I will be drawing something for each video. So I hope you're okay with that. But yeah, one thing I didn't talk about in this video about the movie is, well, like I like to find like random Christian themes and things because I think it's kind of funny, and for some reason I don't know why. And one thing was like Jack is like Jesus because he dies and resurrects and becomes a god. His real character's name is Will, so he's like imposing God's will. Evelyn is like Eve, and Jack and Eve become like the first transcended humans. Vision's name is Max, which is such a missed opportunity because they should have named him Satan. And then when he gives the virus to Evelyn, it should have been on an Apple iPhone because that would be really funny. And it's such a missed opportunity because like that would have been a Christian metaphor there, and they could have gotten Apple sponsorship. But whatever, I'm not making this movie. Oh, one more thing is that the movie starts and ends in Evelyn's garden. So that's like the Garden of Eden or the Garden of Evelyn. And like, it's like they left the garden, and then when they died, they like went back into the garden where it's like they're back in heaven or something. I don't know. Just all these Christian metaphors. Woo.